Hi, hello, it's me again, and today I'm getting my final year university results. Wow, crazy. It's quite weird because, I don't know, COVID year, nothing's been happening, online exams. I'm expecting it to be terrible, to be honest. Like, could be a fail. I don't think it'll be a third because I did my 2-1s in first and second year. They meant that I can get like 40.3% and get a 2-2. It's kind of what I'm aiming for. That's what I need to get into the next thing, being a teacher course. It's a little bit scary because some of these exams just did not go well. It seems quite a general trend for my year, from what I've been asking. Fair few people kind of left modules very last minute, and I was one of them. Kind of relied a little bit too much on the open book, which wasn't always the best idea. It was I kind of trust a bit too much past papers to be a state, and that's how it was last year. And a lot of them really were not that. I got stuck up trying to look everywhere to try and find answers. So I think I hopefully should have passed enough exams, get the 2-2, because it's like a very small line. Like even if I got 40.2, they would probably allow, because like mitigating circumstances, they allow if it's that close to a boundary. They won't if I fail though. From what I understand, I have to do resets. They might like allow not capped at 40%. They might do that. So yeah, these exams were harder, and a lot of people did low effort. So I don't know what's gonna happen when scaling. Probably find like, I'll somehow find out I got an exam I got 10 out of 50 on, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a 2-1. And it's quite weird. I used to be really, really obsessed with grades. At some point, probably when I was in school, it was like the main thing I cared about. In first year, I cared quite a lot, but I was being dumb. Like, really, I should have got a first. I got 69.2. This isn't like the uni did it wrong, but more, I don't know, if I was doing at my best, and I wasn't like doing dumb stuff, wasn't, days before exams where I cared, but I still like going, oh, you know what, I've had it, I don't care anymore. It's kind of like I'm just letting short-term emotions get to me. But then to third year coming, where I started just really losing interest second year as well towards the end, where it's kind of, I just want it to be done. I'm kind of like, I've started liking physics again a bit, but more like philosophical terms, and also just the way they teach it. I've kind of realised that if you're someone who's really, really, really into physics, the degree will just feel restrictive. I don't know if I can blame the uni for that. They still do have stuff like, the projects allow you to be more, do what you want, and they kind of have to have they have to have a baseline for what you do. Most exams just stuck. It's just, repeating the same thing. If you're someone who wants to keep learning over and over and over again, you are held back. So yeah, I think my results are coming out in 5 minutes. Do live opening. That would be exciting. But yeah, this stuff's weird. I've seen like people from school where they're like asking how uni was. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting on my results. I'm just happy it's done. And they're telling me, oh, you're going to get a first. I'm like, yeah, not really. Definitely not. And they think I'm being like, I'm like trying to be, what's the word? I don't know, some word that's kind of like being nice, trying not to show off. And it actually is like, I genuinely like, this is the word, like there's been normal years, like when I was in A-level with GCSE, exams would go bad, but a little part in the back of my head was like, I still could get the A-star, I was very hopeful because a lot of the times I messed up things, I didn't mess them up as much as I thought, so I get quite lucky. And this time I just didn't know what was going on. There's one paper, magnetic resonance. I just thought it was horrible, disgusting, and to make things worse, there was like this one question that was like on the page on its own. It was like a 9-mark thing on its own, and someone asked on the physics group chat after it was all done, going, did anyone else almost miss that last question? And someone said that this question was copied from a past paper, and I'm so mad. It's 9 out of 50. That would have been like, I think it was 9 at least, but it would have been like 18%. If it was 6, it'd be like 12%. That could have made the difference between passing and failing, because all I had to do was find where it was in the past paper. But I just assumed, I looked too hard. They had money in the question. So it's just like, how can I do it? But yeah, I don't know what to say now, so I'll come back on when the results come out, which says 3 minutes, 9:57. I bet they're going to come late. All the websites just going to lag a lot. It's going to just be spam refreshing. Very stressed. Love that. Gotta try not to stress. I just gotta believe. I think my average is high enough so I don't need to pass all the modules. And I did also do an extra module. I don't even know why. I kind of just registered to random modules. Some of them I really left last minute. Like, it's been a bad year. Really, I'm just happy I'm never gonna do exams again. I swear, if somehow in this teacher training or somehow in teaching they tell me you got to do an exam, I'm not gonna be happy. When Amazon takes over education, look, okay, doing essays is enough. Doing essays is more fun anyway. That's what I think. You know, essays are stressful, but at least I can write about what I want. You know, obviously there's a specific context, but like I can kind of go into the direction I want. In the project I could have done that, but I do think I kind of went a bit, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't really care about physics, you know, I'm losing interest. You know, we're kind of lost interest in the degree, so I go, oh, just doesn't matter, just pick something random. If my partner had some suggestions, I really should have taken it more seriously. It surely would have been something I'd find more interesting, or just, you know, interesting to at least talk about. And I just go, oh yeah, nah, don't care about any of physics. And I think that did make it really hard to like work on it. And then doing like a 19-page report did that in better time than normal. Like, I really pushed myself to do that. You know, I had a whole thing like go on a walk, get myself pumped, and then back to the house, forcing myself to do it. You know, it was just whatever came to mind, I was like forcing myself to write. Okay, I've pushed it down, wasted more time, 1 more minute. Yeah, secretly this video is just a distraction, so I don't have to think about it. Smart. Okay, it's 10. I just refreshed the page, it's slow. Oh my god, I did it! I graduated. I got a 2-2. I will put a screenshot as second class lower division. I did it! This feels so weird. It doesn't say what marks I got in the exams. It also says I got 47.8, so that's really bad. But they still gave me a 2-2, so hooray, I get to be a teacher. I want to see what I got on the exams. If I click on the module, it doesn't say. I want to know how many I passed. Is there another link? What? Bro, this uni is so lazy. This is so bad. Oh yeah, year mark is 47.8. That doesn't actually mean, I don't actually know what the average is then. Oh no, the average is a 2-2. They haven't scaled it up. They haven't been nice, because I said I needed 40.3. Well, I want to say that's better than what I expected. I messaged someone saying good luck, and he just replied saying good luck, is it results today? This guy is tripping. Okay, I'll just message him saying they just came out. Why are they like this? I don't understand. You know, like July 12th, quite late. You know, giving out results every other year. They're like, oh yeah, finalists. You guys, you know, some of you lot are starting jobs end of June, so we're gonna make sure we get them out to you before. This time they're like, okay, July 12th. Oh, people in like second year, I'm not having to wait July 22nd, 10 more days. Like, why? It doesn't take that long, you know. Like, I don't even know what I get. It kind of really feels like they take advantage of COVID. They're like, oh yeah, COVID, we're stressed, and I don't even know. Maybe they are. Maybe I just do it. Like, it's the advice I gave in my videos. They're giving themselves too many excuses, and now they're getting too stressed to just like do stuff. They've become complacent. How are they gonna get better when COVID ends?
2 hours later.
Okay, so I'm back. I'm in different clothes. It's the next day. I've been lazy. It took like 2 hours for the results to come out, like the actual marks. Pretty, you know, dumb. Classic Warwick once again. They kind of do like to be slow whilst expecting us to be fast, but whatever. I'm done now. I'm happy about that. My marks are here, and to be frank, they're bad. Then I can't say I'm unhappy with them because I just don't really care. I got what I needed. Kind of realised that a lot of the stuff we're learning in uni just isn't that useful for me. I lost interest, and for me it was really hard to even just get through the year for some of this stuff. But yeah, my marks, like the project, that was really hard because just having issues. I think there's a lot of it as well with the project was confidence issues. I was supervisor was a bit harsh, and I could have been a bit more confident saying what I needed despite that, but I was being scared, and then he probably takes it as me not caring, not trying, which I didn't care, but I did still want to at least get it done. So there's things to learn from it, even if I don't I didn't want to do it. Communicating science, I actually thought I would have done better in that. That was like a coursework module, but I don't know, I guess I tried doing things my way and thought we had to do a poster, try and make it a bit more fun, and I think I did it wrong. Well, that's a shame. But yeah, with the exams, you can see some of these are quite bad. Failed 3 modules. One of them didn't count because I went over. You only meant to do 120 cats. You can see like the highest mark I have is 55, and these 2 are coursework. Project and communicating science are coursework, the rest are exams. And you can see like they weren't great. Only 1, 2, 2, the rest are thirds. All of them with odd numbers have probably been scaled up as well. I doubt they'd be scaled down because of everything that happened. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people found it hard as well, from what I was understanding. So I doubt they'd be scaled down. But you never know. Maybe I was one that cheating was easy and I didn't notice. So yeah, basically I've been quite lucky this year. Take my blessings. Be appreciative. Next, I'm gonna go into teaching. For anyone who might see this and go, "Oh, you're going to be a teacher, how can you not care about grades?" I think, there's a lot more to life than specific grades. Yeah, grades are just letters or numbers on a thing, on a page. The main issue I do have with a lot of education is it is a bit restrictive. I feel like someone who really loves physics is never going to enjoy a physics degree. They might enjoy stuff like the project, but they're always going to feel restricted by the content because you just get to a point where it's just constantly repeat, learn the questions over and over. I know people like to tell themselves they're smart because they know how to apply, and yeah, I know obviously there are questions that take a bit more intuition, but they're still somewhat repeating. There's no original thought from it. Albert Einstein isn't famous because he got grades, and yeah, you might seem like that's an excuse to be lazy, but I just didn't find it interesting, so I chose not to. Things I'm gonna find interesting are probably gonna be more about how I'm keeping kids engaged, how I'm helping kids who have no care about physics still find real world applications, even if it's just a bit more of an awareness around them. They know how to throw a ball better. Maybe it might help them in football. Just kick the ball in a better way to make sure it's getting, a bit more thought. So obviously you can do it without the thought. There's a little bit of things that can help out, make it more interesting, make it more useful. Because I don't get, I do agree when a lot of kids say that school teaches them useless things, because a lot of the time they're more focused on preparing them for the exam, and the exam doesn't really bring many good life skills. If you forget it the next day, it clearly wasn't that useful. And it's just I've said this before, these are skills that aren't that important in jobs. You don't really need to have that good memory to do good at a job, or even work in companies. You gotta have knowledge, but you don't need to remember to that scale. I guess obviously open book exams were different, and I kind of think they're better for that. But obviously coursework's the thing that shows the most, which is the thing that we're moving further away from. GCSEs, removing them, A-levels. I guess it's better having maybe practical endorsement than coursework. Coursework can be cheated on, but then practical endorsement, School still lie about, my school lied about it. They didn't do it, they just ticked us off all anyway. But I guess if you actually do it, maybe it's more useful. You get more experience in multiple types of like experiments. You get to actually see the things that you're talking about happen. So I remember, when I was thinking I was a genius kid, getting all these electronics questions right, just an example, then going to the labs or just making circuits, having no idea how I'm able to like apply this in real life. And yeah, I know circuits aren't that important, but it's just, I don't know, what's the point in knowing all this theory? There's nothing you can do with it. Obviously, some people dedicate their lives to theory. That's how physics starts. You've got to do it on paper a lot of the time to get an understanding. But I think it's got to go further, especially because the vast majority of people studying this won't take it to the rest of their lives. Most of the stuff I've done in uni isn't going to be useful. I'm going to be teaching physics and still it's not going to be useful. Maybe a bit in first year, because it's some of it built up on like A level, so it's kind of like, oh, now I just understand the stuff a bit better, so I can just explain it better. But I'm going to be teaching chemistry, biology. Biology I haven't done since GCSE. I'm still going to have to be good at it, relearn it. So the uni isn't that important. You can become a teacher without uni. I guess they just want something that proves that you care a bit about the subject. I don't know, I mean, would you trust someone who's got never shown any interest in it, never done anything in it, never, you got to at least be somewhat good at it. But yeah, that's basically me talking about the results. If you found it interesting, maybe leave a like, subscribe, do what you want, don't mind. But yeah, happy holidays or something.